Hi, I'm Adam, former Special Forces soldier and a father of 6. And today I'm going to show you how to purify water. We're going to start with Aquatabs. There are lots of different water purification through tablet methods. It's either iodine-based or chlorine-based or something similar. Aquatabs are nice because it's a single tablet. A lot of your potable aqua brand, you've got 2 different tablets that you have to use. The basic process for purifying water with a pill is you'll have to put the water in some sort of container. In this case, I'm going to use a 1-liter Nalgene bottle. Now, you need to read the instructions on your tablets very carefully because there will be, usually it's different forms of dosage, different numbers of tablets based on how much water you're trying to purify, and potentially a longer length of time to purify the water. Some tablets take up to 4 hours to purify water. Aquatabs are half an hour, which is one of the reasons I like them. I'm going to use Aquatab. This dosage will purify anywhere from 3/4 of a liter up to 2 liters. And what the manufacturer's instructions says is that depends on how much it can purify, depends on how cloudy the water is. So how much junk there is for the Aquatabs to kill it. Aquatabs are chlorine based, but if you do it right, there's very little to no chlorine taste to the water itself. So the first thing to do is get some water in the container. Now, if you'll notice, I've got a pretty decently clear stream coming out of the mountain up above me. If you have any sort of silt in the water that you're going to use to purify, you need to filter it first. How do you filter that? You use this, a t-shirt. So what you do is you take this, you put the t-shirt over the mouth, and then you submerge this in the water. Wait for this to fill up. And the t-shirt acts as a filter for the very large particles that you try to filter out. While I'm gathering water to filter, we need to talk about what water is best to filter. And the basic rule is moving water, flowing water, is always better than standing water. And that's just because you'll have less growth of bacteria, less stagnancy to the water itself. Generally speaking, if you have flowing water, use that as your dirty water to then filter. But some of these methods, you can filter right out of a puddle if you have to. It's just if you have the choice, the flowing water's better. Okay, I've got a liter here of clear water. Now the instructions on the Aquatab, let me set this down for a second so I can grab the tablet. The instructions on the Aquatabs are, this is a 49 milligram Aquatab tablet. Very common, it's the one that's most common for backpacking and individual survival. Aquatabs makes larger quantities, larger dosages for long-term, large quantity, community type water filtering if you have to too. But this is the kind that I would keep in like a 72-hour kit or take when I'm hiking if I were going to use this method. So I would just rip off one of these, and each of these single tabs has 2 tablets. They're separated side by side. So you want to know that so that you don't drop one while you're using the other. So I've already broken off one of the tablets. Okay, tablets in. I start a timer. To move this up, what you're trying to do is dissolve the tablet, because once the tablet dissolves, then it starts a 30-minute clock that it takes for the tablet to purify your water. We're gonna occasionally shake this up. I'll start the timer and I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. The pill is fully dissolved. It was, honestly, I was watching it. It was dissolved after about 6 minutes, but you want to give it the full 10. Now, a couple of things, they don't talk about this in the instructions, but this is something that's important. And this is a carryover from using the GI canteen days. you want to make sure that all the water, even the water in the threads in the cap, has been treated. So what I do is I turn it upside down and I just open a little bit until I start to get water coming out at all. I'll wiggle the top, you see the bubbles. So just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to screw it back down. See, I've got water dripping off, not a ton. Screw it back down, flip it over. Okay, that way the water in the cap is being treated as well, so that I make sure there's nothing with Giardia or anything else that's going to make me sick up in the threads because it didn't get treated by the chlorine. So we'll let this go for half an hour and then we'll sample it and see how it tastes. Okay, it's been half an hour. Let's see how our water did. Let's take a taste. It smells a little bit like chlorine. Again, that pill, the 49 milligram pill, was capable of cleaning anywhere from 3/4 of a liter up to 2 liters, depending on how dirty it was. This is 1 liter, so it's slightly concentrated. See how it tastes. Tastes a little chlorinated. Honestly, it tastes a lot like tap water or city water. So that's it. That's how you would purify water using any of the tablet method. You'll notice there are also some water purification tablet products that are 2 bottles. You used both of them. Be sure to follow the directions, because usually you put the first one in that actually does the water purification, and then the instructions say when it's done to put the second one in and wait till it dissolves. So just make sure you're following the directions. But as far as a single pill method, this is how you do it. If you found this information helpful, download the ReadyFam app. It's the quickest and easiest way to measure how well you'd live in an emergency, and to learn simple ways to improve without becoming overwhelmed. You'll find clear, easy to understand training videos in how to overcome emergencies and challenges. You can generate custom recipes based on your own food storage items and more. Download the ReadyFam app today. Join the ReadyFam.